Things first start off in groups. Praise and applaud. Protection and support. Mocking and hating. Talking about your likes and interests. Touching. They will research what you're doing on your day off. They will do something nice and unexpected for you. Jealousy. Number 10. Hey guys and girls on SignsJapanese, it's Cathy Cat. This time we're gonna talk about 10 signs that a Japanese boy might like you based on Japanese shoujo manga. Not just in your country but everywhere around the world. Girls, especially girls, but also call it guys. Look, everywhere around the world, girls, also guys, but very much girls, love to talk about love and romance and similar things like that. I'm the director walking through the screen, and today we're gonna talk about 10 signs that a Japanese boy might be into you. What did you just do, director? Number 1. Things first start off in groups, so generally in a shoujo manga setting that might be the school or similar things like that, but generally maybe a club within the school or some kind of common hobby or going somewhere with a group of friends, might be amusement park, karaoke, things like that. And in that group there might be that one boy who just, talks a little bit more with you, spends a little bit more time with you, comes a little bit closer to you. Maybe that boy is a little bit more interested in you, or maybe he just wants to find out what kind of person you are. So this is your first chance to get a little bit closer with a Japanese boy, is first go out with a big group. That's because generally in Japan, a guy and a girl just hanging out by themselves, friendships and stuff, it depends on which people you are, but at the start, generally people tend to first do things in a larger group, and then the larger group will get smaller and smaller. So your first chance is actually that, and if one of the boys in the group comes a bit closer, hangs out a bit more, maybe you got a chance. NEXT. Number 2, praise and applaud. Have you ever seen a girl getting like loads and loads of attention and praise from a boy? Well, that is something that already shows that there's certain interest between both of them happening. So for example, if you do something very, very good or work on something, if a boy comes up to you and praises you for that, then it might be a sign. So for example, go with the anime cliche. If you say you can cook very well, he might say, "Oh, that is great that you can cook so well." And then he might think, "Oh, I wish she would make some food for me." And that's your chance to make him a nice bento box or bake some cookies, I guess. Or if you get a really good score on your test, he might say, "Omedetou," and maybe think to himself, "No, I need to study a bit harder." And you're like, "Hee, I cheated on 90%. No, just kidding, don't cheat on your tests. If you say, "You're going to go on a diet," then hopefully he'll say, "You don't need to go on a diet." But generally, any kind of praise or applaud or kind of attention and stuff like that is hopefully a good time. What kind of praise would you actually like? I must say I prefer to be praised for the things I do. Well, for other things I prefer to be praised for the hard work I put into things, I guess. But how is that for you? Let me know in the comments. Let's move on. Number 3, protection and support. When a boy is interested in you, he will try to protect you. He will save you in troublesome situations, and he'll try to support you. That might be simple things or dramatic in the anime and manga sense. So for example, while you just went to karaoke. いやー、どうしよう。財布なくしちゃった。警察呼ぼうか。ありがとう。助かる。はあ、かっこいい。キャー、ゴキブリだ。キャー。俺に任せて。はあ、かっこいい。助かる。よし、じゃあ私はカレー作るね。 俺、じゃがいも剥くからナイフ貸してごらん。When boys like a girl, they'll generally want to help her and save her and take care of her because your unhappiness is their unhappiness, meaning making you happy makes them happy. So even if they have to go out and do a dramatic hero rescue, they might do it. They might even do the anime scenario and stand in front of the class and go like, don't you go bullying on Eiko. Eiko is such a good girl. Actually, truly, I wish someone would have ever done that for me, ever. But yeah, that was point number 3. Number 4, mocking and hating. In Japan, there is a phrase called 愛情の裏返し, meaning the opposite of love is hate. It's like two sides of one coin, and that might apply to the guys who seem to mock the main girl or mock the girl quite a lot. They want to see her reaction. They want to see, what does she do if I do this or I do that? And when I... Yes, look at the cool t-shirt. It's Splatoon. So for example, if the girl eats a burger, he'll go, ha, こんな食べちゃうと太るぜ. Or he will tap your left shoulder but actually walk on the right shoulder. Things like that. Or you have a snack and you go, ちょっとちょうだい, and he just gives you the wrapper. And you're like, If the mocking, however, gets a bit too extreme and it actually gets kind of mean, you should definitely call them out on it. But if it's like cute little things and if there's not too many of them, then it's definitely cool to, you know, see how they want you to react, and then maybe reverse the thing. Maybe mock them back a little bit. See how that goes. Like that. Number 5, talking about your likes and interests. Now, for girls, you know, when girls are with each other, it's easier for us to talk with each other about like, oh, what's your type? And what's your type? What do you like? Now, that's a lot harder between a boy and a girl, especially in Japan. So reaching that topic is pretty difficult because Japanese boys don't tend to talk about it that much. And especially compared to the West, it's, again, shrouded a little bit in mystery and very, very difficult. So it might take you some time to find out these things. Don't break it into them right at the start. Wait for it. Take your time. And once you reach a good situation where you can kind of like, you know, sniff around each other and find out what your kind of type is, then you're already in a good area, because if they're interested in what your type is, they're kind of already doing a little bit of research in what you like. You know, would they classify as your type, things like that. And if they don't like you, they're gonna try and get out of that conversation soon. Or at least in that conversation, somehow make it known that you're not on their range of interests during that time. So if you're lucky and you are getting close enough to a boy to find out what kind of types they like, then you're already on a good, on a good range. Just don't mess it up by giving your ideal that is way far away from what they are, unless that's what you want to. I don't know. Don't scare them off with a really high ideal. Also, generally, Japanese boys don't really like to hear about previous partners or similar things you had before. So maybe, I wouldn't say don't keep it a secret, but if they don't ask for it and if they look like they don't want to know it, maybe don't rub it into their faces. That's something you can, talk about with each other once you feel a bit more comfortable with each other. Number 6, touching. Now you might already know this from our interviews, but Japanese people don't really get that physical. Even couples that are in long-term relationships don't really get physical in public, and especially married people in Japan don't get very touchy in public. Never seen it. So on that note, also having some kind of touching happening in public, even when you're not together, is a real rare thing. So don't expect them to come and give you like a big hug or a kiss on the cheek, all these kind of things. It's a lot more subtle in Japan. So, when you look into the books, maybe there's like, in some mangas, they're very outgoing boys who do that. But generally, the shy types, the ones that are more modeled on real life, don't tend to really do that. And it also takes them some time. And then, once they come close, it might be little things like, just a slight tap on the arm, or a slight touch on your shoulder, or when you've done something really well. That's a Japanese thing, I think. They like pat you ahead, like, good job, and pat you ahead. And little things like that. It's short, it's generally not too close, and those kind of little gestures show that they would like to touch you, but they're kind of still holding it in and holding it back. So these little nuances are something to look out for. And you can, for example, see other way around. The same in anime and manga is a girl will not randomly grab a boy's arm, no direct skin contact, but she might just pull on his sleeve and hold him back if he's walking too fast. So very, very subtle compared to the West. But yeah, watch out for those little touches. He might not give you a big hug, and he might not kiss your cheek, but when you're walking next to each other for a brief moment, your hands or your arms might touch, and it's like, oh, our skin just touched. Or when you're then walking, and then you sprain your ankle, then he'll come and he'll gently touch your ankle, and then take off your shoes because your shoes are hurting so much, and then he takes you in a fireman's lift like a princess and carries you all the way home. So realistic. And then you have a paper cut while you're also getting carried, and then you have this paper cut, and then he just comes over, and then he gently puts your finger in his mouth, and this is totally not happening in real life. That stays probably only in the world of manga, but a girl can dream. Ew! Number 7, they will research what you're doing on your day off. And that's actually a vital part, because they will not ask you what you're gonna do next weekend. They'll ask you what you did last weekend. And in that way, they're trying to find out, what does she like? What does she do on her day off? What are her hobbies, her interests? And is that maybe something that matches with me? Is that maybe something that we can do together? So for example, if you say you went to a nice cafe, maybe he might go and research a couple of cafes in case you guys go to somewhere, so he can show off that he knows about this. Or if you say you have a certain interest in something, or that's what you did last weekend, then he might go, okay, maybe when we go somewhere, I can take her to something like that. So if you say, I like classical music, and you've been to a concert last week, maybe he'll look up classical music concert and go like, oh, you know what, I just happen to have 2 tickets to this classical music thing. Would you like to come with me? So he's not going to ask you what you're going to do in the future, but the past to find out more about you. Apparently, if you go and some guys just come and they just ask, what are you going to do next weekend? You want to hang out? Then they might be a bit shallow. They might be on the shallow side. But if they first find out what you really want and spend some time and effort of being interested in that and looking into that and researching into your likes and dislikes, it shows that they already want to go one step ahead, research into your life and see if they can make you happy with all that research that they have done. しばらくお待ちください. Number 8, they will do something nice and unexpected for you. So with all that research and all these things, they might be just doing something really, really nice and unexpected. Like I said, they might just come up with maybe that ticket, or they might just go like, oh, I bought too much of these sweets, have some, even though they actually bought them for you. Or little things, or like in a really dramatic anime scenario, they might be coming cycling all the way just to give you this one thing or wish you good luck. It's that little unexpected kindness that kind of makes you go, unexpected kindness. Thank you so much. You thought about me, or you remembered this day, or you're the only one who remembered it was my birthday, or the only one who remembered this was this very special day with this very special thing I was about to do. So much romance. Number 9, jealousy. Your manga boy might be perfect in every aspect, kind, gentle, sweet, thoughtful, but they might actually get jealous. Meaning, in certain situations, they will suddenly react out of the blue, not the kind of same way that you would generally expect them to react. So if you may be talking too much with another boy, they might suddenly come into that conversation and try and get into that conversation, or they might go, あいつと何話してたの? So what did you talk about with them? Or if you maybe are in a situation with your other boy who's making you feel uncomfortable, they might actually come in and go, 俺の女に手を出すんじゃねえよ! Similar things like that. So these might be the situations where the so kind, gentle, and sweet and kind of soft boys might turn into, might show a little bit more of their jealous side, subtly or maybe more outcoming. So that way you also know, what, at least they're that much interested in me that they're kind of getting jealous. Obviously, if they're getting too jealous or possessive, that isn't a good thing either. But the manga boys, they just get the balance right. Yeah! Number 10 is actually going to be your turn. Let me know in the comments what a typical sign is that a Japanese boy, a manga boy, might like you. Any tropes or random ideas you have, let them know. Let them be known in the comments, and we're looking forward to reading those. So give us your trope ideas. What would show best that a Japanese anime manga boy likes you? Shoujo style. Let me know. Looking forward to finding out what you're going to be writing in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give us a big like. And there's going to be more stuff about love and relationships and similar stuff here in Japan. And there's going to be more stuff coming out from us to you. So from Japan to you, no matter where in the world you are, about Japanese culture and all of these kind of things, relationships, love, and similar stuff like that. So be sure to subscribe, and don't forget to leave us a like just to say thanks for making this video. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I catch you soon for more stuff on SignsJapanese.